That's beautiful. So actually, I want to, let me go back here real quick because one of the things, the can you and I'm kind of like jumping around a little bit, but can you explain like what this is? This line?
Oh, that line on the vamp is called a toe track, and you can find it on many vintage engineer boots or any pull-on boots that were made in the past because it goes through this machine called a crimping machine, and the crimping machine stretches the vamp and creates this moon shape on the vamp. So when people last it on the machines or by hand, it's already shaped for you. So it's more easier and more pliable to work with. And it wasn't on purpose, but I decided to do it on purpose just to have that aesthetic. And I love how it ages over time and it really creates like this classic, iconic look that I just love on all engineer boots that I used to resell in the past. So throughout like my time of repairing engineer boots, I slowly was kind of building my dream boot, and then eventually I decided to pull the trigger and design my own.
Yeah, that's so that's really cool. Like that's honestly like so I only got like my very first pair of engineers like very recently. But in that time, like the thing that like the question that I've seen the most is like about that the toe track crease or line, that's the mark that's put on the vamp. And like is that so is that something that in like the vintage pairs or the older pairs that you've seen is just kind of like a result of the process, but kind of current boots that have that a bit more distinguishable kind of like track there, it's kind of it's
Yeah,
on
it's
purpose.
the toe track. The toe track in the past was unintentional and was done with the process. Yeah, it's just this hot blade called a crimp machine, and it would kind of score the leather because it's so hot, and it'll stretch it, and it would just won't fade. And there's really cool vintage pairs you can find online that still have that mark. And at that time, I decided to do it, and a lot of people in the beginning felt like it was a defect, but then when you start sharing your story and your reasoning, people started to understand and appreciate it.
Yeah, that's I think that's pretty cool, and I would agree. I think a lot of the times when I've got the question and I didn't know the specific answer, I just kind of like suspected it was something similar to that. But the perception that I think the casual observer has is like how that like it's got to be a defect or it's got to be something that isn't supposed to be there. But I think might be part of the charm
Yeah,
as to like why it's there.